Guys,
Dude,
I have breaking news. Now this is
what?
amazing. Um, I've been friends with Michael Madman Marcum for a while on Facebook.
Really? That's awesome.
Yes, and I'm calling him right now. He's gonna be on the
Get
show
right now?
right now. There's something that just
Get
happened to him, and I want him to be on the show, so I'm calling him right now.
get out of here.
No,
Sweet. I'll just shut up. Let you do the
yeah.
talking,
So
dude.
all right.
Oh wow. Let's
Well,
go.
I'm kind of fanning out.
I was just looking at him like last night. Dude, he looked young in his mugshot.
I was talking to my homeboy about Madman Markham last
All
night.
right, guys, we're going.
All right, let's do it.
I'm going.
Hello,
Hello, is this Michael?
this is Michael.
Hey, Michael. First of all, it's an honor to have you on the show. You're on live with Strange Days Live. We have co-host Tim and Breezy. We're all fans of you. We've been following your story forever. We're huge fans of art. And let me just say it's an honor to have you here. I reached out because you had published something on your Facebook page that got us a little bit worried. I'd want to bring you on, see if you can explain some things. How have you been?
Well, I've been okay. What? You found me on Facebook?
Yeah, I found you on Facebook. I've been following you for a couple of years, and we've talked on and off through the feature of chat. But I saw your post that you put out about 17 minutes ago, and so I decided to reach
Oh,
out to you and to see if you wanted to discuss
okay.
what you've been up to. I mean, you have a lot of people, Michael, that are fans of you, that are believers in your story, and that are dedicated to listening to Art Bell. So yeah, you're on right now. Again,
Well, yeah, I guess some people are. Yeah. What do you want to ask about that?
well, what happened? I heard that you posted that you were arrested recently by the feds.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Would you like to specify what happened? What was that about?
Well, I really can't go into too much detail, and
Open case.
That
when you have an active case, you can't talk too much about that.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything that we can do to help you?
No, not too much.
Okay. And I've been following your story. You also got in some kind of accident a few weeks ago or a few months ago, correct?
I think I posted something about, I had an injury.
I saw that. Are you doing
Yeah.
okay? Are you doing okay?
Well, I had several fractures. But yeah, I'm doing fine. I had there's a radiologist. He couldn't determine if I had 4 fractures in my spine, or 8, or 10, or 12. So I think he said 4 or more, and it was somewhere between 9 and 12. And I had skull fractures and a few other injuries.
And you're mending. I think you're doing better in that perspective.
Well, yeah, I'm walking, I'm talking.
Good. And I understand you moved into you're living in Hawaii. You've been living there for a few years for now. How is everything in Hawaii working out for you?
Most people would like to live in Hawaii, but most people can't live here.
How do you mean?
You can vacation here, but trying to live here is a whole different point of view. Everything's different.
I would
You know,
imagine.
it's like the 1960s. Nothing changes much, and you know, uh, you walk into a place where maybe they're highly technical, and they might be 10 years behind, and it's what they call a cultural shock. So, I mean, people get a job promotion, and they think it's a job promotion, and maybe they get sent to the Hilton on Lanai or the Four Seasons, and they find out, well, Lanai, nobody lives there. And on the weekends, they all fly to Oahu to go party, because that's where all the action is. So, in many ways, Hawaii isn't what people think it is. If you stay on the vacation spots, it's very great for a week or two, and it's a great place to vacation. But when you live here, it's another story.
Yeah, I think if people have the same rationale about being in Vegas, you know, you step away from the main strip and you're in a different environment, in a different world. You know, not everything glitters in Vegas except the main boulevard, if you will.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, there's a new Vegas and whatever's left, the old, mob part of the Vegas Strip.
exactly. Now, are you still involved in a scientific? Are you still doing things with your projects as you were before?
Are you talking about time travel?
Yeah.
No. What a lot of people don't understand about that is maybe they think I time travel backwards,
Right.
or whatever time travel means to anybody. I skip forward.
Yeah,
So I never went backwards.
No, we know that.
Well, a lot of people don't know that. And so when you're gone for a couple of years, people don't realize, some people don't realize, that has an effect on you and your family. Where has your son gone? Where's your brother gone? You know, and all of a sudden he comes back a couple of years later. How do you deal with that? That's a huge emotional issue, and that's part of it. Well, maybe the major reason. I don't think I would ever try to jump back to the future, if that's the right word. I'm not interested in that.
We understand that point of view now. You made it clear. From what we know, is you made I think you had a 2-year gap in which you lost about 2 years of your life, correct?
Yeah, just a couple of years there.
Now, do you have, besides I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, yeah, there's a couple of years there, and I skipped ahead, and I had to start all over again as if I was a nobody. And as a nobody, you cannot. If society deems you as a certain type of person, it's very difficult to bust out of that. And that was very hard. And then you got to deal with the personal parts of that. You know, your family thinks maybe you're dead. You know, you electrocuted yourself. Well,
Did you?
It's not worth revisiting. So, people who ask about if I can travel or continue this, I tell them no.
And besides the impact that it made for you emotionally, do you have any physical changes that you experienced after you jump?
There were many emotional changes. I didn't change physically, but in some kind of way, they kind of go hand in hand. It's not something I wish upon anybody. But, there's a movie about the Philadelphia experiment, and how people jump from whatever time to another time, and some ended up embedded in things that weren't there in their time, but where they end up in the future, they were stuck in. And I don't know how to compensate for that. So I don't know why I would ever want to try that again.
No, that makes a lot of sense, and I agree with you. That's something that was detrimental, and it's not, it's not worth it. It's just that we're fascinated by the fact that you were able to achieve something that no man had ever achieved before. But at the same time, the consequences of it are not worth pursuing in the future.
They're not worth it if you don't know. If you don't know how it's, what's going to happen to you. If you can jump to a safe place, I guess that would be great. But I couldn't predict that. I didn't have a dial like in that old Time Machine movie. Like I said, a date and time. So it's not worth it in that respect.
Agreed. So, well, it sounds like you have some little ones in the background, and I've seen some pictures of you. It seems like you're happy. I've seen pictures of your property, and actually, we engaged in conversation about one of your old classic cars that you had. I saw one of the pictures you posted.
Well, it could be. A lot of people would like living in Hawaii, and Hawaii is a great place if you can actually survive Hawaii. But Hawaii is not what most people think it is. It's a great vacation spot, but the pay, the salary, you go try to get a job, good luck. I mean, you're probably going to get paid below what you're worth.
Yeah, that's very much true. Michael, we have two co-hosts that are actually on the show. Would you mind if they ask you a few questions?
Go ahead.
Okay, Tim, you want to start?
Mine's kind of a simple, but just, being that I found you and I know your story through Art Bell, and that this whole show is based from Art Bell's show, could you maybe describe what it was like to know Art Bell? Or
yeah, I'm sorry, 1 second.
he can't hear me, remember? So can you ask him what it was like to know Art Bell?
Okay, 1 second. 1 second. Go ahead. I asked the question again.
He can't hear me. Can you hear me? He can't hear me because he called in. So you got to tell him.
So, Michael, hello.
I'm here.
Yeah, it's just that sometimes we have difficulty. Just give us 1 second. This is live radio, so we're a live show. We have issues with the question itself, and it's a good, valid question. We just want to be able to. Okay, let me see if you can. Let me see if you come on now. Go ahead, Tim.
Michael, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Being that I found you through Art Bell, and that I've listened to you for years. I've listened to your episode many, many times. I want to know, if you don't mind explaining, what was it like to know Art Bell and to have a relationship with him, and what was he like as a individual or human being?
Okay, I'm trying to understand. You want to understand my relationship towards what?
Yeah, with Art Bell.
With Art Bell?
Yes.
Well, what would you like to know about art?
Go ahead, Tim.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, please, because he can't listen.
I'm sorry. So basically, the question that Tim had was what was it like your relationship with Art Bell? What was it like? Were you guys amicable? I mean, were you guys friends outside the show? Did you guys communicate outside the show?
Um, Art and I exchanged some emails, talked about it, but initially he sought me out. So, I don't know whether he heard, but I did get in contact with him up until his passing. We were contacting with fun now. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys held a correspondence over the yeah. We know that he actually contacted you initial, but it's nice that you guys kept a relationship. He was, for all those years that you went that you had lost time, he was always worried about you basically, and it was nice when we were able, all of us, to find out that you were actually okay. There was a lot of theories, and up to this day, there's the whole picture of what you really look like that's out there. Some guy with red hair, and I know that's not what you look like in real life. So there's a lot of misconceptions about your case.
I don't know what it's about. A lot of things like that. We kept in touch. Not very frequently, but I mean, occasionally we would shoot each other some emails. I think he started that new show, Midnight in the Desert.
That's
And
correct.
he asked me to be on that, and I agreed to be on that. And I talked to him a little bit afterwards, and I think he was kind of just kind of done with it all. Whatever was going on with him, he just kept to himself.
Yeah, it seems like he was moving into a different phase of his life. He had two little ones. He had remarried a few years prior to that. So I'm sure that after doing a profession for 30 years, things just take a toll, and you want to just maybe start a new life or do different things. So that's totally understandable. Um,
Okay.
well, it's been a pleasure, and it's been an honor having you today on the show. We wish that everything sort of goes according to your own benefit. If you need anything, you can
Can I,
reach out to us.
Well,
can I get a question in?
Yeah.
Art was he's a very knowledgeable person. He could he talks about a lot of things. And I don't think he should have done Midnight in the Desert.
Why?
I don't know what that was about, but
Yeah.
he was for Coast to Coast. He was probably a founding father of Coast to Coast. He's what made them what they are today.
Absolutely.
Agree.
Mr. Markham, we have another. We have another co-host that would like to ask you a question briefly. Go ahead, Breezy.
So I just want to know how much he feels that audio frequency and electromagnetic frequency tie in together, if it's one and the same or separate, and also what he smelt whenever he actually went through it, because a lot of people say they smell osium and other different smells. So I'm wondering about his other senses when he actually went through the portal.
Did you understand, Mr. Markham, the question?
Nobody saw or witnessed what I did because everybody was against that.
No, what you personally smelt Whenever, like, was there any other than visualization? Was there any other hearing, tones, or smelling of anything, or taste, metallic tastes, or anything like that? When you actually went through,
There's it happens very quickly. What I remember, I mean, I just went from point A to point B.
instantaneous.
Yeah, it was an instantaneous experience. That's what they were trying to say. Something very quickly. You don't recall having any sort of smell or anything like that, correct?
Well, there's nothing that I experienced otherwise. I jumped through a portal, but what happened in between? It's kind of like static. So I don't know how to explain it. The best I can say is that I ended up from point A to point B. You just get there, and I ended up on my face in the field, and
Well, yeah, ecstatic. That's so ecstatic.
nobody knew who I was. It was a couple years later.
And it even took you a little bit to realize who you were, correct?
I guess so.
Awesome.
Well,
you experience. Well, if sure I experienced something like that. I mean,
well, what I was getting at,
I had a crude way of doing it. So, I landed in Columbus, and
you were in Columbus, Ohio, when you took your jump.
Well, I just did what I thought I could do, and I think I met police officers, and I got a towel, and I ended up in a homeless shelter for a little while, and it's not a very pleasant experience to talk about. And it takes a long time to maybe even recall what happened or maybe what really happened.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of all know the story. We've all listened to the shows, and obviously, if we understand it's a painful experience for you, so we don't want to kind of rehash too much of it. Mostly I just wanted
to. It's also something I don't like to think about.
I'm sorry. Say that again. I lost you there.
Well, I don't see any point in dwelling about the past.
No, that's what I'm.
At some point, I ended up somewhere and I didn't know who I was. And I had to deal with the consequences of that, and that was a huge emotional toll.
Yeah. And that's where I was.
People think, maybe I can time travel, maybe forwards or backwards, and they don't think about the emotional consequences that can cause to your own family.
Yeah.
Your own family thinks you're gone, you're dead. They know you're messing around with the high voltages and transformers, and maybe you got arrested by the whomever.
Right.
St. Joseph's Police Department, and it has a toll on your life.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll move away from that. I don't want to rehash something that's painful to you. I wanted just to kind of, I wanted to establish contact with you, since there's a lot of people who are fans of yours and know your story. But we all, you told your story very well. If anybody doesn't know the story, you can always go and search all our Bell tapes. But we don't want to keep rehashing the same thing. We kind of know what happened. I just wanted to make sure you're safe. And I just wanted to inquire more about your current state, your current life. See if we can, if we doing, if you need any kind of help from all those people that appreciate you and appreciate what you have done.
I was alive and well back in '95, and I'm alive and well in 2023, going into 2024.
Wonderful. Would you mind if in the future we establish contact with you again?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you so much, Michael. We appreciate you. We hope that everything, goes the way that will be most beneficial to you. We hope that you're on the mend as far as after your accident is concerned. And yeah, we really appreciate you coming on. I know that a lot of people are going to want to listen to see where you're at right now. And yeah, and thank you again for being on our show. We really appreciate this.
Okay.
Awesome, man. It was a pleasure. Most appreciated.
Everybody says
It
it's a
was
pleasure having you.
it was a pleasure, Mike.
I
I'm
don't think you can hear me.
starstruck. Like, wait, go
Yeah,
ahead.
my co we have an issue with the phones. They're saying that they're starstruck, and it's a pleasure having you. So thank you so much, Michael. I hope everything. Okay, that's it. We lost them.
It's cool.